From great stories to tales of intrigue, we present WCRS Radio Stage. Please join us for this exercise of the imagination with radio drama. Today, a story by David Binkley. That sound tells us there's only 15 seconds till curtain time, so get comfortable in your chair as we go to Studio X as WCRS Radio Stage presents the story, A Matter of Life and Death. How many of us think a great deal about life and death? Some people believe in the sacredness of life above everything else, while others believe it is the quality of life that really matters. Is keeping the body alive no matter what most important? Is being hooked up to a machine that breathes and maintains bodily functions demeaning to a person's dignity or soul? Some believe in doing so we defy the Almighty's plans and His will. We are given such a relatively short time in our mortal bodies, yet we seldom consider what our life would be like if we were kept alive only through the assistance of a machine. Perhaps we should give greater thought to this process, because as people are able to live longer, the possibility of this happening to any one of us greatly increases. What would you do if you had to make such a decision? A decision that would be a matter of life and death. Could you make that decision if you had to?
I need respiratory up here in room 3, stat. Room 7 needs an ostomy dressing change. 4, 2, and 9 need IVs checked. And we need to set up for perfusion in 1 and 6. And, oh yes, welcome to the ICU unit, Mrs. Sanders.
I can't wait to see what happens the next hour around here.
Yes, a lot goes on in a very short time. But working in intensive care can be the most important nursing job you'll ever have. One mistake, and a person's life literally rests in our hands.
I know you're right. It's just I'm used to a little less organized chaos. You'd think I hadn't worked a day in the hospital, much less the last 9 years.
I know, the pace is a little fast around here.
A little fast? Why, I've seen Boston Marathon runners take it slower than you do in here. It is a lot faster here than on the 3rd floor.
I really appreciate your volunteering to help us out down here. We're so short-handed with 1 vacation and 2 call-offs. Enough chat. Now take this to room 5 and I'll get the injection ready for room 7. Now scoot.
Well, off to the races.
She'll be all right. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't notice you standing there.
My name is Mercy Baskins.
And how can I help you, Miss Baskins?
That's Mrs. Baskin, or better yet, just call me Mercy.
All right, then, Mercy, what can I do for you?
I was told my mother was brought here sometime last night.
And what is her name?
Oh, I'm
Mercy?
sorry. Her name is Tracy, Mrs. Tracy Withers.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Withers. She's in room 9, but I'll have to have Dr. Davis talk to you before I can let you see her.
Why? What's wrong?
Everything is all right. This is just a formality that we go through here. It's just so you can be completely aware of your mother's condition.
She's really doing okay, then.
Oh, I can assure you, Mercy, that your mother is in stable condition. Now, if you'll come with me, I'll take you to the family waiting room, and then I'll come back and page the doctor.
That's okay. You don't have to take me. Just tell me where it is.
It's that last door on the left, just before you get to the double doors. Pour yourself a cup of coffee, and the doctor will be right in.
Thanks. I could use a cup about now.
Oh, and Mercy?
Yes?
Try not to worry too much. Everything is progressing just fine.
Sure.
Code 3, just 104. Code 3, just 104.
Well, Mrs. Baskins, I'm Dr. Davis. Thank you for waiting.
Doctor, I don't understand any of this. Yesterday when my mother got up, she felt fine. In the afternoon, she felt sick, so her doctor told her to go to the emergency room. And from the emergency room, she was taken to a regular room. Now, this morning when I arrived at the hospital, they told me that she had been moved to the intensive care unit. When I got here, they made me come in here, and they won't let me see my mother. Will somebody please tell me what's going on here.
No, I know you're frustrated and scared. Go ahead and let it out.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor.
Well, it's okay, I tell you. This is why we bring the family in here first, so they can find out where everything stands. Well, so they can take some time to collect themselves.
I'll be all right. Can you tell me why my mother's here? And why no one bothered to call me at home and tell me that my mother had been taken to the intensive care unit?
Well, the first one is easy enough to answer. About 2 this morning, your mother had a heart attack.
Oh, my God! A heart attack?
No, it's not as bad as it sounds, Mrs. Baskins. Once she was stabilized, we brought her down here.
But why to ICU?
Well, at this hospital, we handle the most critical cases in ICU, where we can keep a close watch on her. We can do a few tests on her, and if she continues to stay this stable, we'll move her into the CCU.
Doctor, why didn't anyone call me?
Well, it was about 3 in the morning by the time we got your mother stabilized. It was pretty late, and she was stable, so it was decided to call you just before the shift change at 7. Well, somehow that call never got made. I do apologize for that.
Then it was a pretty bad heart attack.
Well, I won't play games with you, Mrs. Baskins.
Please, Doctor, call me Mercy.
I won't play games with you, Mercy. Yes, it was bad. It took a specialized heart team almost an entire hour to get your mother stabilized. If it had been any less of an attack, then she would have been able to be taken to the CCU. And if it had been any worse, well, then I don't think that she would still be with us. Her cardiac enzymes show there is a lot of muscle damage, and we are controlling the arrhythmia with an external pacemaker. With tests, we'll be able to determine the exactness of the damage to her heart.
Is she going to be the way she was before she had the heart attack?
Well, if she doesn't have any setbacks, she will make a partial recovery. As I said, we'll take some tests, and they'll tell us if surgery will be required when she's stronger. We've already drawn some blood, and the lab is working on that right now.
I'm not going to pretend I understand your jargon, Doctor, so I don't even know if you answered my question. All I want to know is if my mother's going to get better.
Yes, if there aren't any setbacks.
You keep talking about setbacks. What kind of a setback can she have?
Well, for starters, she could have another heart attack. Now, we have done what tests we can from here. The lab has that now, and we should hear back soon. The next 24 hours are critical. But if she makes it through that, takes it easy, and does what she should, then she'll have a good many years left. After all, this is her first heart attack. Is there anything else I can do for you?
When can I see my mother?
Well, just as soon as you collect yourself. It's very important for your mother to see that you are all right.
How much does she know?
She knows that she has had a heart attack, but she doesn't know how serious an attack it was. As you can imagine, she is scared and depressed.
Okay. I guess I'm as ready as I'm ever going to be.
Well, this way then. Actually, for what she's been through, she's in very good shape.
Oh, Doctor. My mother has a very strong will.
Ah, here we are. Room 9. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. Go on in, Mercy.
What should I say?
Well, she's your mother. Go on. I'll leave you two alone.
Mother. Mother.
Who is it? Is that you, Mercy?
Yes, Mother, it's me.
Is Tommy with you?
Why would Tom be here? It's not Christmas yet.
Oh, Mercy, please don't talk about your brother like that.
Why? Did I forget to mention his birthday, too?
I can't believe you're so mean to your brother. You did call your brother and tell him I was in the hospital, didn't you, Mercy?
Yes, I called Tom when I got home.
And what did he say?
That he couldn't make it home right now to keep him informed, and he sends his love.
He's a good boy, that Tommy is.
Really? Then why isn't he here?
Your brother is a busy man. You did tell him that I had a heart attack, didn't you?
Now, how could I do that, Mother? I just found out myself.
Oh, never mind then. What time is it anyway?
Oh, let me see. Oh, it's about 10:30.
You live here in the city and you can't get here before 10:30?
Why do you always do that?
What do I always do? What?
Just what you're doing now. You live in the house with me and Jerry. We take you where you want and need to go. We even take you on vacations with us. We're there for you day and night. You get 2 short visits a year from Tom when he's passing through town, and the only time he ever calls you is when he needs money. Mother, you have spent his whole life making excuses for him. He's 43 years old and he has never amounted to anything. Yet, the only thing I ever hear from your lips is, Tommy, 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 I can't recall you ever given me or Jerry one kind word.
No, that husband of yours. I told you not to marry that man. He's not good enough for you.
See? There you go again, Mother. Jerry has been a good provider, a wonderful father, and a more than patient husband. Not only is he good enough for me, sometimes I think he may be too good for me. I don't care what you think about me. Just leave my husband alone.
Oh, listen to yourself, Mercy. You've always held too low of an opinion of yourself.
No, Mother. It's always been you that has had a low opinion of me.
And why not? Getting pregnant at the age of 17 with an older man.
Jerry's only 2 years older than me.
2 years? At age 17 is almost an eighth of your life. Well, at least he had the decency to marry you.
If you recall, he also had the decency to take you in when Daddy died and left you penniless. Jerry's a good man. He's my husband. And I wish for just this once you would get off his back.
Ma, aren't you the one with the speeches today? It's a good thing that I'm already in the hospital. And a good thing that your father isn't alive to hear you talk to me like this.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Try and make me feel guilty like you always do. Tell me what a terrible daughter I am. And then tell me about that wonderful, precious little Tommy.
Me? Make you feel guilty? I don't think you could be shamed into feeling guilt.
If I can't, then it's because you made me numb to it.
You are your father's daughter.
I'll take it as a compliment. I love Daddy very much.
But you don't love me so much, do you, Mercy?
Of course I love you. You're my mother.
No. You only love me because I am your mother. Loves your father so much more than that.
Oh, how could you say that, Mother?
Because your father always stayed your daddy. Somehow I went from being mommy to being mother. So formal. Always so.
That was because...
Because what?
Because I felt that you never loved me.
That's ridiculous. I gave birth to you.
Oh, you don't have to love someone to give birth to them. Do you realize I can never recall you saying the words, Percy, I love you. Mother, why have you never told me that?
From the moment you were born, I could see. Oh, Mercy, you were so tiny, so fragile, so beautiful. And the way your father looked at you, well, I don't know, there was an instant bond between the two of you. You had been crying from the moment you were born, but the second he took you in his arms, you stopped crying. And from then on, if you ever needed help, it was your father you wanted. And if you were hurt or sick, it was your father you needed.
Do you mean to tell me that you were jealous of me? Is that why you made everything so difficult for me, Mother? Because you were jealous of me, your own daughter?
You didn't need me then, and you don't need me now. You never really needed me, did you, Mercy?
I always needed you, Mother. I just never knew how to reach out to you. You were always so distant to me. It seemed that no matter what I did, it wasn't good enough for you, no matter how hard I tried. But with Daddy, it was different. He was so easy to talk to, easy to please, easy to be with. Daddy was able to make me feel safe, and he can make me believe that everything was going to be all right.
I have never been very good at showing how I really felt inside, Mercy, not about anything.
No, you haven't. And the more I try to pull towards you, the more I felt you push me away. I guess that's why he always stayed Daddy, and why you became Mother.
Excuse me. I have to take a blood pressure reading right now.
Maybe you'd better leave, Nurse.
Oh, she can stay. It'll only be a minute. I need to place the thermometer under your tongue, Mrs. Withers. Here, that's good.
What is it, Nurse?
The blood pressure. It's just a little high. And so is the temperature. Nothing to worry about, but we'll keep a close eye on it.
Are you sure it's okay?
Yes, everything's just fine. I'll check in on her again in a bit.
I'm so tired. I really need to rest. Oh, Mercy, why don't you go get yourself a cup of coffee?
Oh, all right, Mother, all right. I have some errands to run. I'll be back in a couple of hours. I'll call Tommy and see if I could get him to make a trip home.
Dr. Davis to room 9, stat, respiratory failure, heart team, room 9, ICU, code red.
Is the daughter still here? We may need to put Mrs. Withers on life support.
No, she left a couple of minutes ago.
Well, someone needs to get a hold of her.
And go to the station and call Mrs. Baskin's husband and see if he can contact her.
Right away. Let's see, Baskins, home, work. Mr. Baskins, this is Ann Holliday from Prescott Medical Center. Does your wife have a pager or a cell phone that you could contact her with?
No, she doesn't. Is there a problem?
I don't mean to alarm you, but we feel that it would be better if your wife were here. Do you know where she might be?
No, but I'll call the house and go look for her.
Thank you, Mr. Baskins. I've contacted the son-in-law, and he's now looking for his wife.
Well, if we don't get this heart beating again, the life support won't be necessary.
What is happening?
Where am I?
Oh, look at those people down there. That woman, she looks like me. I think that it is me. Oh, I don't know what is happening to me, but I feel wonderful. Ahead is a big, bright light. It feels so warm, so comforting. I don't know where I'm going, but I feel safe. Getting closer and closer.
Tracy.
Who is that calling me?
It's me, over here.
Who is it? Is it you, Henry?
Yes, it's me, and it's you.
But how can that be?
Because it's your time.
My time to die?
No, it's your time to live. We don't die over here. I've been sent here to cross you over, to bring you to the light and eternity. And now we shall be here forever, together.
Oh, I've missed you so much, Henry.
I've missed you too, Tracy. But I've been watching you. You've been a naughty girl.
What do you mean?
Don't get mad at me now. I've seen the way you've treated Mercy. You've been really tough on her.
I suppose I have.
Don't you remember why we named her Mercy? On the way to the hospital, we decided that the world needed a little more mercy. So if we had a girl, that is what we would name her.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Take my hand. It's time to cross over.
What is happening? Is it supposed to be this way?
No, it's not. I don't understand. They sent me to get you. It's supposed to be your time. Tracy.
I'll be pulled back. I don't want to go back. No.
Well, she's back. But without life support, she won't be for long. Have we heard anything from the family yet?
No, Doctor.
Well, then it's my call. Hook her up.
Dr. Davis, here are the lab reports back on Mrs. Withers.
Well, let me see. Damn it. I'd seen these 20 minutes ago. I would never have brought her back.
Dr. Davis, my husband told me I had to get right down here. What's happened?
Well, your mother has had another heart attack.
Oh,
see.
my God, how bad.
Well, it was pretty bad. Her heart had completely stopped. When we got it going again, I had to put her on life support.
Life support?
Yeah, but I wouldn't have if I had gotten these reports back first. Mercy, your mother has cancer.
Cancer? My mother has cancer?
Yes, and by all indications, it's spread throughout her body. Her heart is too weak to undergo any treatment, so the cancer will continue to spread until it shuts down her body functions.
How long does she have?
Well, with life support, she could live possibly another 2 to 4 months.
And without life support?
With the condition her heart is in, I would say between 10 minutes and 10 hours.
Doctor, you could turn off the life support then?
No, but you could. Once she's hooked up, it takes a family member to give permission to turn it off. It's up to you, Mercy. She's asleep now. She may never gain consciousness. I'll leave you two alone.
No, I can't tell them to just let my mother die. I can't do it.
Mercy. Are you there?
Yes, I'm your mother.
I need you to help me.
Anything. I'll do anything I can for you, Mother.
I want to die.
No, Mother. You want to live.
No. I want to die. I was supposed to have died, but I guess the doctors brought me back. I saw your father, Mercy.
Saw Daddy.
He was there to greet me, to cross me over. Oh, please, let me go, Mercy.
Don't you want to wait, Mother, until Tommy gets here?
No, I'm ready to go now. Oh, please.
All right. Dr. Davis?
Yes, Mrs. Baskins.
Doctor, my mother and I have decided to have the machines turned off.
Is this correct?
Yes, please.
Well, very well, then. If you could sign here, see? And here. And here. Well, that's it. All that's left is to turn off the machine. I'll leave you two alone now.
Thank you.
Be sure to tell your brother I love him very much.
I will, Mother.
Mercy, I want you to know how proud I am of you. You are a good wife and a wonderful mother and a far better daughter than I deserve.
Shush. Don't talk, Mother.
I love you, Mom. love you too, Mommy. Oh, Mommy.
Tracy, darling, I see you made it back.
There was just one thing I had to do before I left. Henry. She called me Mommy. Mommy.
And now, you're ready.
Here's my hand, Henry. Let's go.
Today's program featured Josie Vecchio as Mercy, Lee Zinner as Tracy, Mel Hart as Dr. Davis, Alan Bonin as Henry, Rebecca Marsh as Mary, Carol Steele as Anne, and Dean Vecchio as Jerry. A Matter of Life and Death was written by David Binkley. Original music was written and performed by David Crawford. Theme music for WCRS Radio Stage was written by David Crawford and Tom Holman. WCRS Radio Stage was produced in Akron, Ohio by David Binkley and David Crawford. I'm your host, Joe Calley, asking you to join us the next time we open the curtain on WCRS Radio Stage.